And press and record. It's officially happening. Welcome to our Twins Delivery Day Bootcamp. I am Natalie Diaz, founder and big cheese here at Twiniversity. And really, I'm shocked every time that we get to have more people, more and more. We're still about 3.5% of the population are twin families, but 100% of us here at Twiniversity are twin families. So know that everybody on our Twiniversity team, we are all twin families. It is not a requirement to work here, but seriously, you got to walk the walk to talk the talk. And I am stoked that you guys are joining me today. I really feel that I'm going to get you very, very well prepared. We have some other options and other things that are available today. We're going to do a live class that's coming up, which we have not taught, like a legit live class. I'll tell you more when we get there. But I'm really, really truthfully, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you guys for joining us today, for real. Now, before we jump into the meat and potatoes and start getting to the good stuff, if you did not join us or if you're just joining us, I would love if you guys would change your name. So if you go to the upper right-hand corner, there'll be three little dots by your window, click rename. And then if you're there with your partner, put your name and your partner's name, how many weeks you are, and what you are expecting. That is what I would love in your name. And that way you could go through, if you click on the participants below, you'll see everybody who's here. And I would love if you would make a connection, because that's what Twiniversity is about. We're not only kind of an education forward company, but we're really a company that we know that misery loves company. And we know that it's really important to keep yourself surrounded by other twin families, because that is the one way that we know you're going to feel most normal. So not everybody was born into a family where twins are like the 19th generation, right? So for right now too, in the chat, I want to know where you guys are from. Where are you calling from today? So calling from, viewing from, whatever. But for all our live participants that are here with me now, pop in the chat right now. I am here based in New York City. We got Phoenix, Arizona, Rhode Island. Holla, NJ. Word up, Rebecca. Love it. Look all over. We got Canada, Florida, another New York City. Go M's. I'm right here. More New York City, Buffalo, New Hampshire. Samantha, I didn't even know there was a Buffalo, New Hampshire. South Jersey. I'm coming to the beach. Let's go. Let's do this. Although, James, I just learned that you guys have to pay for your beaches. I don't know why. As a New Yorker, I always thought your whole coastline was free. I'm a little upset. So I don't want to buy a beach pass, guys. Come down. So look at everybody that's here. I am really, really truthfully, I am humbled by the fact that you guys keep coming back month after month, year after year. I am now doing this for 16 years. This is our sweet 16 here at Twiniversity. And weirdly, I would have felt that I would have aged out of this job. However, the older that I get, the more experience that I have, the more that I learn from you guys, and the more I'm just able to bring back. So I'm not going anywhere until you guys stop showing up. So I am really excited. Grace from the UK. Holla. I was hoping that we'd make a few continents. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for some Australia. I like to hit at least 3 continents during every call. It makes me feel away and I really enjoy it. So feel free to lie to me and tell me that you're calling from Asia or Antarctica. I would love it. No one's going to know. It's just kind of fun. So yes, I'm really excited. And anything that we talk about, well, we will talk heavily kind of about the United States stuff. Truthfully, all my certifications are an international certification. So like, for example, as an IBCLC, that is an international certification. I was not taught just to teach directly to people in the US. I'm literally a woman of the world. So let's jump in and start getting going. So first of all, congratulations to you guys. And now second, I want to jump in and I want you to know who the heck I am and why it's not a bad idea to listen to me. So if you have not known this, I am the big cheese here at Twiniversity. That is my legal official title. It is what my accountant puts on my taxes, probably why I've been audited so many times. I don't care, but I really am a Jill of many trades. So to say that I'm the CEO, the CFO, the CMO, we don't have enough letters. Any entrepreneurs, if I have any out there, you know that you wear 1,000 different hats. And that's the same thing here. And I just keep evolving. So two things that you may know me from are those two little books that are right behind me and on the screen next to me. I am the author of What to Do When You're Having Two and the Newborn Twin Sleep Guide, which is available internationally. We have not translated it into many languages. Trust me, I'm on it with my publisher, but I don't know. They just want everybody to ring in English. I don't know why. But I'm also working secretly. Don't tell anybody. This is just literally between us. But I'm working on another book. So now I am writing a twins breastfeeding book, which is really, really exciting. So if you look right below the books, you'll see that I am an IBCLC, and that is like God's honest truth. CLCs, IBCLCs, everybody does wear a different hat, but IBCLCs are the top of the food chain when it comes to feeding. And once again, it's not just feeding. Well, I didn't say this yet, but it's not just breastfeeding. It's also bottle feeding. It's also food feeding. Like IBCLCs, we are feeding specialists. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And with that certification, I'm allowed to be a network. So if and when you ever take any Twiniversity classes, hopefully I could get a full reimbursement from your insurance. And then you guys don't have to pay out of pocket for anything. So if you need more information on that, you could email us at community@twiniversity.com. But I don't like when you guys have to pay for anything because colleges, kids, they don't lower those prices. When you have two kids going into college at the same time, there is no BOGO. Trust me, I actually tried. I emailed both of the deans of their school to try to see if I could get just a few more dollars off. Truthfully, I was able to get $500 off of each of their tuitions just because I think I made the deans feel bad. So, in addition to IBCLC, I am a former CPST, which means that I totally neglected and I did not file my paperwork on time, but I am still a child passenger safety technician. I am just not certified, but all that education stayed with me. I'm also the host of our Twiniversity podcast. If you guys have not listened to our podcast, you guys are missing out for real. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the host. I'm saying it because we have such an unbelievable group of people that I get to interview, from celebrities, literally celebrities, to just the regular Joes that had a struggle and found a way kind of out of it. So know that if you really aren't listening to our podcast, you should. And our new season is going to be launching in the next 2 weeks. I'm so excited. In addition, once again, hence the big cheese, I'm also a childbirth educator. I am Lamaze trained. I am not Lamaze certified. In all sincerity, I spent a significant amount of time becoming a childbirth educator, only to realize that in all sincerity, they don't let us go into labor like singletons. So we don't get the same opportunities as other people do. And this is why I am not officially certified. It just wasn't worth it to me. And of course, I am a twin mama. My twinnies, Anna and John, are now 20 years old. They're in college. They're doing great. They're winning life. And they're really the best. And truthfully, if they weren't my kids, I'd be really pissed off that they weren't my kids because they're pretty magnificent. But you're going to love your kids. You'll see. Even if you have a favorite one, trust me, it'll change the next week. So that is me in a nutshell. I hope that cleared a little bit up. But yeah, I've been doing this for a really long time and I'm super excited. Dee and Kareen, you know what's funny? That's our number one episode. Shitting on singletons is literally our number one listened episode, that one and the double strollers, and it's with a mom in Queens. So my other Brooklyn people and New York City people, we just went in and we went hard. And that wasn't even, by the way, supposed to be the topic of that podcast. We had like a whole other topic, and then we just went off the rails because that's how we do things here at Twiniversity, is we're allowed. All right, kiddos. So this is what we're going to do today. We do have a plan. I do have a mission for us. I'd like to conquer all of these items. So the things that we're going to do, bye, babe, love you. The things that we're going to conquer today are, we're going to do 4 things you need to do before delivery day. How will you know if you're in labor? We're going to talk about birthday preferences. We're going to talk about advocacy. This is for advocate for you and your twin, right? It should say twins. Someday I'll fix that. I never remember to. We're also going to talk about recovery tips, and then we're going to talk about that first experience. So we do have a lot to cover, and we might even cover a little bit more depending on where the wind takes us. Okay. So this I have, where is mine? Boop, boop, boop. Here it is. If you guys haven't grabbed this yet, for realsies, we created a literal twins delivery day workbook. And right now it's like $4. I actually don't even know. I'm making numbers up in my head. You could scan the QR code right there, or you could screenshot it and come back to it later. But truthfully, it's only available at half price when we do this. So it's like, if you could do it within the next 24 hours. Like, I'm not like, it's right now, you gotta do it now, but you gotta do it within the next 24 hours. But truthfully, you are gonna want this. If you're somebody who needs checklists and you need like line items of things that need to be done, this is it. So for all who here considers themselves a type A person, pause up, thumbs up, hearts. Like, do you consider yourself a type A person? Are you somebody who lives lives and loves to know everything and wants to be around structure? No, no one. I'm alone. Oh, yes, Erin. I feel you. Yes, it is. It is throwing you off. Everything is, but literally for my type A people, this is it for you. So we created it. It is literally tons and tons of pages and worksheets. But the point is you literally fill them out. No, it does not come bound like this. I am a super nerd, so I bound mine myself. But this is what it looks like. And you literally sit down on the couch with your partner and you fill it out step by step. So we did not do this for us. Me and the rest of my Twiniversity team, our twins are here. We made this because we do know that it's actually going to impact your delivery and make you have a better experience overall. All right, guys. So that's that. It's not a hard sales pitch. Trust me. This whole thing is really education forward. So now here, this is what I want to know from you guys right now in the chat. I want to know, today is Monday. Okay, today is Monday, June 23rd. I want to know over the last 7 days, what have been the things that have kept you awake at night when it comes to either your twins, twin delivery, it could even be breastfeeding. I do not care. But what are the items, like seriously? And I'm doing this for a few reasons. Number one, because it'll actually help me shape the class because we can go off the rails, like I said. But I really want you to see that it is not uncommon to think the things that you're thinking. So even if you're just like, hey, everything is perfect, put that down. I say literally, my mind is clear as day and everything is perfect and I am sleeping beautifully and everybody is good. If that's the case, pop that in the chat. But if you're like, no, I'm not sleeping, I am freaking out, I am stressed about pushing them out of my body, I'm afraid of hospitals, I don't like my doctor, I am worried about them going to the NICU, I am worried about this. What are the things that you are stressed about? Like for realsies. And one thing is we're going to talk about as many of them as we can today. And you know that I'm totally going to get to as many things as we can. But I want you to see that you are not alone in your concerns. We are all freaking out. I'll tell you the truth, man. My twins are 20. I still have moments where I go to sleep and I'm stressed about things. That's just it. They always say, the saying is that when you're a parent, you have to learn to live with your heart outside of your body. That just didn't hit you in the gut. I mean, come on now, but that's what it is. It's like once we have our kids and they're out there in the universe, there's just more things to be stressed about. But right now, while you're pregnant, I could help you with that stress. I can't help you as much once they're here. I have yet to figure out the time travel situation and jumping from country to country and state to state. But yeah, let's see. Some of the things that we're concerned about is NICU, C-section recovery, or a combination. Um, Chasia, if that's how we say your names. Yeah, I feel you with the anxiety. It is literally for real. And by the way, that's who's taking this class right now, are the people that are stressed about things. Emma's worried about preterm labor. Hannah's stressed about a C-section and early delivery. Chasia, you're worried about finding a doula? We'll talk about that too. Turner, you're worried about movement. Yeah, that's a thing. We got to make sure that we're feeling our babies. Caitlin is 26. I'm 26 weeks hospitalized for the remainder of my pregnancy. Caitlin, we're sorry, puppy. You're going to be okay. You couldn't be in a better place. I know that's not ideally. I know you're not sleeping there as well, but we're going to give you some extra homework so that you could distract yourself a little bit. Erin is worried about your changes in marriage and relationship. Yeah, girl, that is genius. Genius. I think we're going to do a class just on relationships. And Colleen, once again, preterm labor. Megan's got two older kids plus having to work. Yes. Yes. Why? Why can't we just get the freaking secret numbers to Mega Millions, guys? Why can't we just go to a casino, put it all on 22 and win so that we never have to work again? By the way, welcome. That's going to be your new favorite number, 22. It's like our secret twin lucky number. But we're going to get through a lot of these items today. And don't forget, we do have other classes. So we don't have a fourth trimester class, but trust me, sit tight there, guys. I'm going to get to a lot of this. So let's jump in and let's do the 4 things that you need to do way before your delivery day. Looking at the weeks that you are right now, there's a lot of you guys that are over that 33-week mark, but know that it's only too late if you don't start now. Okay, so don't get stressed. Like if you're like, oh, I should have done this when I was 17 weeks. There's no such thing. You do what you can and you do it whenever you can. But honestly, even if you literally did nothing, you're going to be okay. You have a great medical team. You have resources up the wazoo at your fingertips through Twiniversity. So take a deep breath. I'm going to coach you through a lot of this, but let's start with these items here. Okay. So 4 things that you need to do way before your delivery day. I'm going to go into my delivery day workbook and I am going to grab my hospital bag packing list. So why I want you to pack your hospital bag and why I need you to do it like now is that if you should have your water break or you should go into early labor or preterm labor, which a lot of you are concerned about, it's one thing to be concerned. It's another thing to actually do things to make sure that you're prepared for it. When it comes to preterm labor, and yes, we're going to discuss the signs of preterm labor, there's only so much that we could do, but what we can do, what is in our control, is making sure that we have the stuff that we need. So when you're packing your hospital bag, I would strongly, strongly recommend that you and your partner have 2 different hospital bags. That way, if for whatever reason you guys are separated, then your partner doesn't have to rummage through your stuff to find the stuff that they need. And you get to be a lot more organized with your stuff. So, what does that mean? Yes, we have 2 bags. Please, I beg you, do not take rolly bags. When I see somebody getting discharged from the hospital and they have like a wheelie luggage, like they're hopping on a flight, I'm like, kids, what are you doing? Number one, I don't want your wheels all over the hospital floor. I skeeve it. It weirds me out. I'm a germaphobe. That's what happens when you have babies early. I had my 20s a little bit on the early side. So I don't want you having to schlep stuff like that. But more importantly, I don't want your partner to not be able to help you get out. So what bag do you need? You need a crossbody bag. Each of you need a crossbody bag. You could find them on Amazon. I have favorites. Literally, if anybody wants links, I'll send you links up the wazoo. But there is a crossbody bag on Amazon right now that's quilted. It's $14.99. I think it was actually on sale for $12 today. I have like 5 of them, but you want to get crossbody bags that then you could come home, smush them and throw them under the bed and then use them when you use them. Okay. But if you have a crossbody bag, you could put your bag over one side, your bag over the other side, and then your partner could hold the twinnies as well. And they could literally be the pack mule for the family so that when you're being discharged, all you have to do is just worry about recovery. Okay, so it is really important, the actual structure of the bag that you're going to use. Right now, within that bag, there are certain items. I'm not going to go over the stuff that you probably read from everybody else's list, which is fine. But the things that I specifically, like Natalie Diaz, like approved list, I really want you to bring Post-its. Everybody's like, what? Post-its? Yes. When you are in the doctor or when you're in the hospital and you need to communicate something with the doctor, it's your paper and pen. So write down all your questions and then ask them when they come in. Do not rely on your brain to remember anything. Like literally no brain power whatsoever. You write it down on the Post-it. Why I want Post-its is because you could also put messages for the nurses on the door. So when you're in your hospital room, if you're in bed number 2, you could pop on the door, it'd be like, Nat in bed number 2 really needs some rest. Please only disturb for essential medical necessities. Like they don't have to come in every 17 seconds to be like, you need some water? You need this? Check your blood pressure? We got to do this. Yes, there are certain times of the day that they're going to check your temperature. They're going to check your pulse ox. They're going to check your blood pressure, but they don't need to come in every 72 seconds. So if you put a sign on the door that says this mama needs to rest, they're going to let you rest. But there's no way that's going to happen unless you tell them what's going on. Even if you told your nurse, like, please, I just need to rest for a few minutes, that's fine. But she may go on a coffee break. And then what are you going to do? So write things on a Post-it, pop it on your door, let them know. That's one way to communicate. The next thing that I really would love for you to have in your hospital bag is I want you to get a sleep mask, and a sleep mask ideally that has a Bluetooth headset in it. You only buy one of these. But when you have twinnies and you're spending all that time in your hospital room and you're rooming in with your kiddos, it's really hard to take a nap. So if you have backup, right? If you and your partner are there, you and your mother, you and your sister, you and your doula, whoever is there. But if there is another adult in the room that could keep an eye on the babies, you should try to close your eyes and get a few moments of sleep. It's very challenging to do that in a hospital setting. So We know there's always light on in a hospital. They never turn the hospital lights off. But why I want you to go another level with the Bluetooth is I don't have to hear the beeping of somebody next to me. I don't have to hear another person's blood pressure machine. I don't need to hear any of that. Okay. So consider getting one, not two, because I can't have two adults do this at the same time, but one of you could wear a sleep mask with a Bluetooth headset and you are set. And I love that Grace, that you totally know that. Say, shout it louder for the people in the back. It is so important that you have something, whether it's classical music, it is, the soundtrack to Les Mis, because when James first came on, it was a phone number. And now I'm singing 24601 in my head, which is the Les Mis soundtrack of Jean Valjean. So know that, have that in there. The other things that I need you to do, I kid you not, I need you to pack some snacks. I'm talking some trail mix. I'm talking some M&Ms. I'm talking a little dried fruit. Maybe the little cups of peanut butter that people get for their kids. Maybe some applesauce pouches. I don't know. But I need you to bring some food because if you end up delivering, let's say at 11 p.m., you're not going to be able to eat for a certain amount of time, especially if you had an epidural, because they need to wait for that to wear off so that you're not throwing up all over yourself because nobody needs that. But once you are hungry, there's no kitchen that's open 24 hours a day. Although I will tell you, an episode of the podcast you should listen to is you should listen to the episode with a mom in Australia because they do have 24-hour room service. If you want salmon at 2 o'clock in the morning, they will make it for you in Australia. Please don't get me started. So, yes, please make sure that you bring some snacks so that you could appropriately eat because you are going to be freaking hungry, especially if you end up having to have a planned C-section where they're like, hey, you can't eat 12 hours before your C-section. So that means that it could be 24 to 30 hours that you have not put food in your belly. And now get this. After you deliver your babies, they're going to need you to pass gas or have a bowel movement before you're discharged just to make sure that everything is working correctly. How the heck are you going to have a bowel movement if you're not eating, right? So not only do I want you to have snacks in your bag, I want you to start thinking about that post-birth meal. All right. My number one suggestion, a steak and black bean and brown rice burrito from Chipotle. Number one, spring for the guac because you're worth it. You are worth it. But I need you to go heavy protein, heavy fiber after delivery so that we have something that starts moving through your guts and then comes out at the other end. And then everybody's happy and we know things are working okay. Okay. So your hospital bag, the important ones are going to be Post-its, your Bluetooth headset, and some snacks. Okay. We cover a lot more in our live class and there's a lot more on our on-demand class, but for the sake of time, I got to jump to the next thing. Okay. So for my partners, by the way, in our delivery day list, there's a whole separate partner packing list, just so you know. So I don't want you to think for all my partners that are out there that you guys were left in the dust. All right. So the next thing that I need you guys to do is I do need you to go on a hospital tour. Do you guys have the opportunity to do that? So put that, pop that in the chat right now. If you were able to take your hospital tour, or if your hospital, like, if you're like, my hospital isn't, like, they're not offering tours. I actually am curious to know of who is offering. Yeah, so we're doing virtual only. They're killing me, Smalls. I hate when they do a virtual tour, but I'll take what I could get. Okay, virtual tours only. Ugh. Now, here's what I want. On the virtual tour, whether you took a virtual tour, the regular hospital tour, there are things that you need to know. They're important things. And typically we learn about this on our hospital tour, but you may not have been able to do that. So here are the things that I want you to know. I want you to know, A, if for some reason you needed to go to labor and delivery today, do you go someplace different before 24 weeks than you do after 24 weeks? Like, if you're before 24 weeks, do you go to the ER, and after 24 weeks, you go to labor and delivery? That's number one. Number two, where the heck are you actually going into the hospital? Because are you going in through the ER if your water broke at 2 a.m., or are you going in through a separate entrance? And that separate entrance, is that open 24 hours? So weirdly, post-COVID, we've noticed that a lot of hospitals just kept things the way that they were. And they're like, it doesn't matter. We don't have that entrance open. We're not going to stress about it. So no, if your water breaks at 2 a.m. or your water breaks at 2 p.m., is that the same place that you're entering? You just need to know. Okay. It's kind of important because we're driving around. We got to know where we're dropping you off. Now, not only that, but once you are in labor and delivery, I need you to know where things are. So, even if you're having a vaginal delivery, there is a chance that they may want to deliver you in the OR. And they're not saying that they're worried about you having the first one vaginally, the second one C-section. Do not read into this. Sometimes, because of the way that the hospitals are structured, they cannot hold the volume of staff in a labor and delivery room. So you may have to deliver in the OR because those are much larger. So do not panic if they're like, we're going to bring you, like, don't push. We're going to bring you into the OR. Don't get nervous. That is a thing. You may want to ask if that is standard operating procedure at your hospital, because if it is, then you don't have to worry about it. And it's one more thing, and you'll be like, okay, I'm going into the OR. With that being said, if you go into the OR and you're having your baby, choose a nice playlist that the babies could be born to, right? Okay, so Chase has said knowing which entrance is the right one is so important. It really, really, really is. They missed out on the opportunity to have an epidural. I hate that. This is what I mean. This is literally what I mean. You got to find out where you got to go in. All right, back to other things that I need you to know in your mind's eye. So where is the OR when I'm from labor and delivery? So if, let's just say hypothetically, I'm on the second floor, is the OR on the fifth floor? Does that mean I have to take an elevator? And then once I get out of the OR, where's recovery? So is that on the same floor as the OR, or because I just had a vaginal delivery in an OR, I'm going to another floor? I want you to know kind of what the process is. So typically, we get admitted into the hospital, we check in, then we go to labor and delivery. We push, we hang out, we settle in, then maybe we go to the OR for the actual pushing and delivery time. After that, everybody goes to recovery. Now, question, do the twins go to recovery with you? Not every hospital allows it. So find out, do the twins have to go to, a postpartum floor before you? What if you spend a significant amount of time in labor and delivery? Let's say you had a little bit too much bleeding, or maybe your blood pressure is a little Wackosaurus Rex. Does that mean that you can't be with the babies? So ask, is there ever a time that you're going to be separated? Because that is really important to know. As a boobologist, it is important to know if you're going to ever be separated, because if you're separated, I need you to ask for a pump or start hand expressing or do any of that. And you guys do know, by the way, that we have a whole other class called Bootcamp, which talks exclusively about breastfeeding your twins, especially for those first experiences. Okay, so if you have not signed up for that, I'm going to give you dates for that before we leave, but that's all free as well. Okay, so after recovery, you're going to go to a postpartum room. Is the postpartum room women only? It usually is, but is it moms only? Like, is the postpartum floor post-delivery, or could you be sharing a room with somebody that just had a ovarian cyst removed? I want you to know that, because I want you to know what you're kind of getting into. Now, if for whatever reason the babies are born maybe a little bit early, maybe have a little bit of, maybe they got a free ticket to the struggle bus, having a little respiratory issue, or maybe their bilirubin's a little high, it is not uncommon for our babies to take a quick drive through the NICU. Don't let it keep you up at night. I could assure you it's going to be a very wonderful experience. NICUs in general are so wonderful. So they're going to walk you through, plus we get extra staff there. You're going to be okay. But where the heck is the NICU? Where's the NICU in the hospital? And where is the NICU in relation to where you're going to be? That is what I need you to know, because it is very unsettling on delivery day if you're being wheeled around and shuffled all over the place and you have no idea where the heck you are. So truthfully, it is worth it to make sure that you ask the right questions during your tour, or at least find out those answers from either the person at the desk. You could ask somebody, but don't do it while on delivery day. We want to do it now. Okay. So that is just we have actually a ton of questions. This is literally just questions to ask on your hospital tour, but we want to know at what level NICU it is. Is there any situations where you might have to be, God forbid, airlifted from the hospital, that the babies may need to be transferred? You should just know what the possibilities are, because knowledge really is power. So the more you know, the more comfortable you're going to be. And by proxy, you're going to be more comfortable and have a more enjoyable experience. Okay. Now, after We have those. And remember, once again, 800 million questions, but for the sake of time, we also have to call your insurance company. Calling your insurance company, nobody freaking wants to do it. I hate doing it. I hate calling your insurance companies when I'm trying to get approvals for stuff. But hear me out. I want you to ask them certain things. And there is a very, very, very important one that you need to ask. And what that is when the babies are born, how do we alert them that the babies are here? Right now, here's what's funny. A lot of you probably assume that the hospital is going to take care of the paperwork and just put the babies on a plan, but that is not the case. Every insurance company has different requirements for what has to happen post-delivery. Some insurance companies require the babies to actually have a hard printed birth certificate before they get added to the policy. Some people have a policy that you have to be added within the first 24 hours. Some have a policy that you have to be that they have to be notified within the first 12 hours after delivery. So you do have to call your insurance company and find out how we're going to add these babies to your plan. And also note that if you and your partner have two separate insurance policies, they're going to automatically assume that they're going to put the babies on the insurance policy of the partner that's the oldest. Who the heck made this rule? But that's what they freaking do. So if that's what's going to happen and you don't want the twinnies on your policy and you're the older partner, you have to make sure that you are doing things properly because it is such a pain in the ass to take them off of one policy and add them to the next. So please make sure that you are asking, how do we get these kids added onto your insurance policy? Okay. If you are not married, Madison, you definitely want to find out what the procedure is for that. Let's say if you're not married, but you want your partner's name to be listed as their other half, right? How do we do that? What are the things that we have to do? It's so funny because we don't think about these things. And it's all crap that we've learned here at Twiniversity by watching you guys make mistakes over the last 16 years. You're not going to do that. You're going to get yourself informed ahead of time. You're going to call that insurance company. But while you got them on the phone, there are some other questions that I need you to ask. One is about lactation coverage. It is illegal in the United States for them to deny anybody lactation coverage. But weirdly, I'm going to tell you, there's like 11 grandfathered plans. I have found all of them. There's like 11 grandfathered plans that are like, yeah, we don't have to do that. Our plans existed since, 1844, and we don't have to follow the rules of the government. There are some cases that there is a plan that might be grandfathered towards all the rules and regulations that changed in 1994. It has been, let's see, really, how many have I seen of those? Maybe 3. It's really not many. But some insurance companies like Aetna will limit you to 6 lactation visits, but I'm going to tell you there's a freaking loophole. So any professional that you work with that takes insurance knows what that loophole is, but you're guaranteed 6 educational visits, not only for yourself, but your partner and your twinnies. Everybody's granted those 6. So you could work with your lactation professional and be like, boo, I don't feel like paying for any of this. How do we work this out? There is always a way to work it out. And if your IBCLC doesn't know how to do this, literally give them my phone number, which, by the way, is the Zoom ID. Spoiler alert, you guys all have my phone number, which is probably why I have 96 billion text messages today, but they're all spam. They're not even good from you guys. I would rather them be from you guys. So I want you to find out about lactation coverage. And then I also want you to start looking for your lactation professional now. There are only 19,000 of us in the United States, and that seems like a lot, but there are 6 million births. So it is very challenging to find a lactation professional that can meet with you, let alone finding somebody that is a multiple birth specialist. Yes, this is not, once again, a hard sell for you guys. I would be thrilled to work with you no matter where you are in the world. I will be visiting multiple countries today because I am a multiple birth specialist. For the first 15 years of my career, I only worked with twinnies. I only started working with singletons when I needed to get my clinical hours to sit for my IBCLC exam. I do like working with singletons because holy shit, it is so much easier. Oh my God. But namaste. It is always hard for us. Our hard is always our hard. And that is the mantra that I repeat to myself when working with singleton families. But I will be more than happy. I am currently in network with United Healthcare and Aetna, and I am working on Blue Cross Blue Shield and Cigna. That's a whole other story. So just know that in the US, 100% of it is covered. It is very rare that I have ever accepted a dollar from anybody because I could get it from the insurance companies. As long as I could get them to pay our fee, we're good. So if you need information on how to book with me directly, just email us at community@twiniversity.com. But I actually have a separate LLC from my boobs, and it's tinynewyorkers.com if you guys want to head there and check that out. All right, so we got our insurance questions done. What else is really important that is going to be on? Oh, that's an important one. If you end up having a C-section, and you guys never do this, and I need you to start like being like, take all the services that are available to you because you really do need the help. If you end up having a C-section, that is major abdominal surgery. There is a very good chance that you are entitled to a visiting nurse to come to your house and check that incision after delivery. How awesome is that? There's also a chance, depending on how that C-section went and how your healing's going, that you may actually qualify for a home attendant. That means that somebody would come over a few days a week for a few hours and literally help you get dressed. And you're like, what, Nat? I don't need help getting dressed. See how you feel. Okay. Somebody could sit right by the shower to make sure that you're getting in and out. Okay. There are certain things like they're not going to cover somebody to come to your house if you just want somebody to make you lunch. But if you do need a higher level of care and you are getting that visiting nurse, you should be entitled to have somebody come and help you. And that means that they're making sure that the conditions around you are sanitary. So they're changing your sheets, they're washing your kitchen, they're cleaning your bathroom. They're doing things to make sure that that incision is going to stay pristine, and then you have no problems. Okay, so if you do end up having a C-section, know that's on the table. And some people who have a vaginal delivery, let's say you had something called diastasis, where your stomach muscles do not align back to where they need to, or if maybe I've even had twinnies that have fractured a rib of their mamas, sometimes they fractured a pelvis, sometimes they're a little rough getting out. But any type of issue that you have before you get discharged, speak to a social worker and see if you're entitled to these services. If you are, call your insurance company and make sure you get that all set up. Okay. The last thing is please make sure that you do take your Twiniversity classes. Like I said, we genuinely, and by the way, we offer sliding scale, we offer scholarships. So please do not think that you are getting priced out of an education. That is not our intention here at Twiniversity whatsoever. So if you want to take the rest of the Twiniversity classes, please make sure that you do. The Expecting Twins is extraordinary. Our twins breastfeeding class is freaking off the hook. We have a twins plus singleton class, and we have a baby safety class, which covers home safety as well as car seat safety, as well as CPR and first aid. So I got everything for you guys. Please make sure that you take the appropriate classes and get that done. If you find that, like Aeroflow, if you're going through them for your pump, if you take a class with anybody and you're using insurance, they're going to eat into those lactation visits. So make sure that you take a class that is specifically designed for a twin family. You do not want to take classes for singletons because we need twice the volume of milk because we have twice the number of babies. Okay. Now, another thing that I want you to either put in your hospital bag and have ready is show of hands and show of paws. How many of you guys have discussed cord blood banking with your doctors? So I'm really curious to see kind of what it is. So if you had a cord blood banking decision with your doctor, throw it in the chat, be like, yep, we already talked about it. Nope, we didn't talk about it. I have no idea what this is. If you do not know what I'm talking about, please let me know that you don't know what I'm talking about because I would love to tell you. No idea. Love it. Okay. So here's what it is. There are not a lot of, there's not a lot of things that I regret, but truthfully, I swear on my kids, not banking my twins' cord blood is genuinely one of them. So I have now had two opportunities in my life that I would have used my cord blood. So what cord blood is it's basically after your babies are delivered, you have your placenta, and your placenta in the umbilical cord are a ton of stem cells. These stem cells could turn magically into a million things that your body needs. There are very few times that we have such easy access to this. The delivery of your babies, and most of you who have two placentas, if your twinnies are sharing a placenta, I don't know, like I got to talk to you, like we'll talk offline about that. But if you have two placentas and two cord bloods, I strongly advise that you work with a cord blood company to retrieve and store those stem cells. So not only could they be used for those twinnies, but they could also be used for you and your partner and other members of your family. Stem cells are a magical little atom. They're not atoms, there's atoms in cells, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to leave the biology lesson out because I'll just fail it anyway. But there's one of these times that, and this is the easiest way to do it. So there are a lot of companies out there, and there's actually a company that is owned by a twin family. However, the company that we strongly recommend that you guys go with is CBR. So Cord Blood Registry, and the reason why we choose them and why we've been working with them for years, and by the way, we do not get a kickback for every sale. We don't get an affiliate commission. They've been a partner of ours for years, but instead of getting that affiliate commission, we kindly ask that they literally give that to you guys because it is twice as expensive. So if you use the code DUO2, and it's not just for Twiniversity families, it's families anywhere. If you use the code DUO2, it's basically doing two for the price of one. Now, why CBR? And yes, you do both cords, you do both placentas, they're fraternal. You would do the same thing for two babies. So even if they're identical, you want to do both for each baby. The reason why we choose to work with Cord Blood Registry is because they do not accept payment until they know they have a viable sample. Meaning that if they do this collection at the hospital and they bring it back to their lab, which I think is in Phoenix, Arizona, which I think we have somebody from there, if they do not, like once they look at all the stem cells that are in there, if there are not enough stem cells to do a viable transfer, you guys do not pay for that. The other reason why we choose to work with them is they have something called the Newborn Possibilities Program. And the Newborn Possibilities Program allows families with a history of certain medical illnesses or genetic disorders to bank for free because I don't know if our government is doing this anymore because so many things have changed, but a lot of medical research companies are specifically looking to do like autism trials or like Hunter's syndrome, or even if you have a history of Alzheimer's, like there is this thing, it's literally Google Newborn Possibilities Program, Cord Blood Registry. And if your family has any of these issues, they will bank 100% for free. Okay. I'm throwing that out there, but truthfully, my son had an issue when he was younger that stem cells could have been used. Would they have worked? I got to be honest with you. I don't freaking know, but I would have loved the opportunity to try. And I know that there's research that says that they would work. Now, my husband has a freaking heart condition. I can't stand this man. He's going to drive me to drink. I'm telling you. But one of the treatments of his heart condition is stem cells. Gurg. So I'm pretty pissed off that I didn't do this, but I ended up going into labor at 34 weeks, blah, blah, blah. You don't want to hear my story. If you do, it's a whole podcast episode, but I was not prepared. I did not even know. Factor 5, right here. Who else has lied in Factor 5 in the house? Holla. I also am light in Factor 5. So I don't think that is one of the ones that are on there, but truthfully, it does not hurt to call and ask. If anybody has any issues getting to anybody at the CBR family, I will give you direct lines to the big cheeses because I really do feel that it is important enough. Okay. So consider that you do need to have it ready when you go to the hospital because you're going to need to have those collection kits with you. Okay. But for realsies, seriously consider it. I really do mean it. For the amount of money that you're going to spend on cribs and car seats, I would scale down on that stuff and I would put the money into this. Just being honest with you. And guys, know for real, I will always be very honest with you. That is not how we do things here at Twiniversity. I got nothing to gain except making sure that you guys feel whole. Okay. All right. Now, this is the class that I was talking about. We have a delivery day deal that it is 50% off. So for whatever reason, if your insurance doesn't want to cover it, just know that it's 50% off. It's going to be 50% off for the next 24 hours, but there are over 100 videos. We're retaping it right now too. So it's kind of exciting. There's 100 video modules that allow you to learn at your pace. So you want to watch 2 today, 15 tomorrow, 36 on Tuesday? Go for it. But I want you to watch the ones over again with your partner that you feel they need to be a participant in. And this is why I love our on-demand class, is because you could watch it by yourself and then you could watch it with your mom. You could watch it with your sister. You could watch it with your partner. You watch it with a person that could also get something from that. Okay. So know that. I'll leave that up there. We will definitely give you guys some links. You'll get some emails with that. But know that really you guys should consider taking this class because if you're enjoying this, you're really going to enjoy that. All right. Now, how will we know if we are in labor, right? This is probably the number one question that we get asked during delivery day. And we know that you guys are always stressed about it. So here are some of the things that I need you to know about. Okay. So if you're having contractions of any kind, I don't care if they're Braxton Hicks, I don't care if they're nothing. The only difference between Braxton Hicks contractions and real contractions are that real contractions progress you, where Braxton Hicks contractions just are superficial. But they're almost like the I don't know the games that they played before the Super Bowl, but like let's say if delivery was the Super Bowl, then like the playoffs are Braxton Hicks. So they all serve a purpose. They're getting you ready for the big game. But if you feel any contractions, any squeezing, any compression anywhere in your body at any time, you call the freaking doctor. You don't take one for the team. You're not like, "Oh, I'm fine. Everything's going to be okay." No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're going to call the doctor and you're going to be like, "Hey, I feel something. It's down below. It's up above. It's on the side. It's in my back. I feel it in my ribs." I don't care where you feel these contractions and what a contraction basically is. I'm going to use a boob as a demo, but a contraction is kind of like a little muscular earthquake, and it could happen anywhere along your uterus. It could happen at the top, it could happen at the side, it could happen at the bottom. It's one muscle, but you could feel it differently depending on where your babies are sitting that day. Okay. So any contractions whatsoever, you call your doctor. The next thing is back pain. I'm grabbing my tiny pelvis. Please hold. Okay. So everybody's like, why the heck do I have back pain when I'm in labor? Why do I gotta worry about that? Well, here's why. When our baby, let me grab my little singleton baby. He needs some clothes. But when my baby, hello, everybody. Say hello, everybody. Hello, baby. So when our babies are hatching, right, and they're coming through our pelvis, they're hopefully, I hope, coming out like this. They do kind of like a corkscrew situation. It's kind of magical of how they come out. They'll do like a full rotation and be like, ta-da! That's wonderful, right? But sometimes, if our babies are going to be born in a position called sunny side up, meaning that when you're delivering, they're going to be like, hey, doc, what's happening? What's going on over there? Look where their head is. Okay, so this is why back pain matters. Our tailbone actually curves up. And if our babies are trying to come out sunny side up and they get kind of stuck right here, oochie, owie, that is not comfortable. So if they get stuck here and you feel that lower back pain, is this the reason? And if this is the reason, you got to go to the freaking doctor. Okay. If your water plug breaks, or if you lose your mucus plug, which basically looks like snot, you got to call your doctor. And why that's important is because if there is a way for fluid out, there is a way for germies in. Okay. Fluid out, germies in, no bueno. Call the doctor, get that checked. Even if you're like, am I peeing on myself or is this amniotic fluid? Could we not play that game? Could we not play, is this pee? Could you call the doctor and find out? Okay. So any leakage whatsoever, you call the doctor. All right. Any discharge, color, texture, red, black, white. I don't care. If anything is coming out, we need to let your doctor know about that. All right. And I am saying right now, hear my words, like for real. And I'm literally talking directly to you. I would rather you overreact 100% of the time than underreact once. I want you to say it back. I'm going to overreact 100% of the time and not underreact once. For the people in the back, you guys need to literally follow this mantra from now until the cows come home. I don't even know who made up that saying, but they probably were a farmer. And do cows really come home? Are any of you a farmer? Like, do cows come home at the end of the day? I have no clue. We don't have many cows here in New York City. So discharge, please let somebody know. Water breaks, let somebody know. Back pain, please call somebody. Contractions, please. What are you waiting for? Don't be one of those people that are being like, oh my God, my water break. I'm going to take a shower. No, you're not. You're not going to take a shower. You're going to go to the hospital. That's what you're going to do. Because even though you're a first-time mom, I am telling you now, let's say for those of you that are a first-time mom, my labor all in water break to delivery was freaking 4 hours. 4 hours. So I don't want to hear like, oh, you're a first time mom. It's going to take a while. That's what everybody said to me. So yes, um, you're going to go. All right. All right. Don't interrupt. D. I love you. Cream. You got it. Call me if you need me. You have my phone number. Do it. Check out and we'll send you some more emails, but go do this. You got this. Oh, she's so sweet. So, so sweet. Okay. Now see the thingies at the bottom. If you have a vision change, if you have a headache, if you have swelling, if you're not peeing, if you feel no movement, if you have itching, if you have a rash, these are other things that you need to call your doctor about. Okay. The vision change and headache and swelling, God forbid, preeclampsia. I worry about it, right? The rash, that could be pups. There's a lot of things that it could actually be. The peeing, I worry about your kidneys. I'm just saying. But once again, I'd rather you overreact 100% of the time than underreact once. Okay, guys? All right, now here are the dates. I told you guys about the dates. So please look, July 7th, we're doing our Twin Ready Registry, which is all about gear. We'll talk about double strollers. We'll talk about cribs. We'll talk about a lot of other things, bottles and stuff. Then this is the live class, July 15th and July 22nd. This is the only live class that we're going to do until you guys deliver. So we're not going to do another one probably till October. But over the course of 2 nights, you join me live like we're doing now. You get to ask questions in real time. You join with your partner. You join with your sister. You put me on the screen. You let me know if there are other kids in the house because I'm a little bit more vulgar than usual when I'm doing a private class. But know that consider joining us for a 2 night class because it really will be worth it. We will cover so much. So much you can't even imagine. If you think that we've covered detail today, it's nothing. Tip of the iceberg. And then July 21st is our boob camp. And then we have on August 4th our sleep class, which is for kids that are 6 months plus. You guys don't have to worry about that, but know that we will always do a twin sleep school that's for newborns. And then we do a twins class that are for 6 months plus. Okay, so those are the dates. Mark them on your calendar. Take a screenshot. Thank you. That was my screenshot. I didn't really take a screenshot. All right, now here's the next thing. For twins' birthday preferences, this is a big one, right? Everybody's like, how do I make a birth plan? What do I put in my birth plan? Kids, I want you to make a birth plan. I do. That's why literally we made a whole worksheet for you. But the important things that I want you to discuss on your birth plan are who is going to be there that day? And do you feel comfortable if your boobs are just out there in the open and they're like, because if you are not comfortable having somebody see you topless, they probably shouldn't visit you for at least the first 24 hours. The first 24 hours after delivery, it's so important we keep putting those babies to breast as quickly and as often as possible that if you're not comfortable having your hooters out and you rather have them hidden, do not have that person come to the hospital. I'm sorry. I'm not being mean about it. I'm being honest. You will set yourself up for so much happiness and so much more success if we could get those babies to breast like repetitively through the first 24 hours. Okay. So who will be there? Does that matter? Is it somebody that ever makes you feel crappy? Is it somebody that's like, oh, I would do it this way? We don't need know-it-alls. You got me, I'm a know-it-all. You got nurses, you got doctors, you got everybody you need. If there's somebody that makes you feel lesser than for any reason, they should not come to the hospital at all. And if it's an in-law, call me and we'll talk about it because I have a system for that as well. But really the system is you tell them it's my fault that you took this class and that this class told you that under no circumstances should you have family members there. I will take one for the team every single time. Don't worry about it because nobody has a right to your babies but you. Okay. So the next thing on your birth plan is you should talk about comfort measures. Are you somebody who's like, oh my God, when they cut my nails too low at the nail salon, I need to take 26 Advil. Please don't ever take 26 Advil. But if you're somebody who has a very, very low pain threshold, you have to let somebody know and vice versa. If you're somebody that has a high pain threshold, any gingers out there, my gingers have such a high pain threshold. When you have a higher pain threshold, you do have to tell the doctor that you have a higher than typical pain threshold. Okay. They just need to know how to appropriately give you the medicine that you need to feel comfortable. And then finally, I kind of hinted at this before, but creating a birthday playlist is definitely something that you should be doing right now. Figure out when the babies are born, do you want them to be born to the song that you had your first smooch to when you met your partner? Is it the song that you heard the night of your 8th grade graduation that is burned in your memory? Is it Debbie Gibson? Because that's mine. But what could be on that birth playlist that makes you feel comfortable, that puts you at ease, that you're going to listen to this playlist for the life of your children? and just it's going to bring back really delicious memories. Okay. That's something that's really, 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 really easy to do. Okay. That's just some of them. Of course, we have a million of them. Now, I also talked about this because I just noticed the time and now I got to rush a little bit, but I'm going to get stuff covered. I want you to think about being an advocate for you and your kiddos. And this is the acronym that I want you to use for the rest of your time on this planet. Not just for delivery, not just for postpartum period, but I'm talking every doctor's office. I'm talking any intervention they try to do with the kiddos, anything. And the acronym is BRAIN. I want you to use your brain. And what it stands for is benefits, B, R risks, A alternatives, I intuition, and N nothing. So let's say hypothetically you're having a C-section and everything, I mean, you're having a vaginal delivery. Everything looks good. And they're like, we have to do a C-section now. Okay. What are the benefits of doing the C-section now versus waiting for 10 minutes? What are the risks of doing the C-section now? What are the alternatives? Could we do a vacuum assist? Could we do a forceps delivery? Are there actually any alternatives, or are you just going to go into C-section? What is your intuition saying to you? And what if literally you did nothing? What would happen? This acronym is something that you should really use not only for yourself, not only for your 20s, not only for your partner, but truthfully, using your brain is a critical component to any type of medical service. It also could be literally, you need a new roof. What are the benefits of getting a new roof now? What are the risks if we do this? Anytime you have to make a decision in your life that you're really not sure, please, I beg you to make sure that you always use your brain, because weirdly, sometimes people don't have answers. They're like, yeah, there's no real benefits except time. Well, I have all the time in the world. I don't have a tea time to go to. Like, think about this. And literally, if this is the one takeaway that you get from today, I'll take it. But please remember to always use your brain when you need to make a decision and you're unsure of what the right decision is. There's no need to worry about it. Use your brain, find the answer, decide as a family, and you're going to be set. Okay? All right, now jumping into recovery tips. Guys, like for realsies, for realsies, for realsies, you need to make sure that you are appropriately medicated if that's something that it's not something you like. Nobody wants to be medicated. I don't want you to be medicated, but I do need you to get up and walk around. And if you are not medicated, you may not be able to do it. Okay. So I need to make sure that A, you're staying on top of your pain medication and you're not just saying, like, let's say they discharge you. Okay. And they're like, hey, you could take, Tylenol every 6 hours. And then you're like, nah, I feel all right. Excuse me. It's hot in here. You're not boring me. I apologize. But let's say they say you could take it every 6 hours and you're like, you know what? I feel fine. I'm not going to take it. If you don't take it every 6 hours and you get behind that pain, you're going to have something called breakthrough pain. And that is really, really shitty and it's very uncomfortable. So you want to make sure that you are staying on top of your medication, both in the hospital and upon discharge, so that you're never getting behind it and you're not hurting at all. All right. It's also really, really important to ask for help. In the hospital, the nurses and the lactation people and everybody is willing to help you, but they cannot unless they know that you actually need assistance. Okay. And look at that burrito. I already talked about it. That's the burrito that I want you to have. All right. It looks like steak and some peppers. It looks like there's noodles in there, but I don't think anybody has a noodle burrito, but I'm sure that exists someplace. And then also you have to drink your water. And it goes back to that passing gas, having a bowel movement. But the water is really important because they need you to pee within 6 hours after delivery to make sure that the weight of your bladder isn't going to irritate your uterus. And if you had an epidural, you ended up having a catheter, whether you liked it or not, it's part of the epidural. But with the catheter, it drains out all the pee, which means that we need to refill and have a nice pee session so that everybody could be happy. Okay. So you got to drink your water as soon as they tell you that you need to drink your water. If for whatever reason you plan on breastfeeding exclusively, I'm in. But if they tell you the baby needs to be bottle fed, we got to push fluids into this baby. Maybe the baby's glucoses have gone a little crazy. Maybe their bilirubins have been a little wackosaurus rex. If they have to be bottle fed, it is 100% okay. I'm telling you this as not only Nat from Twiniversity and as a twin mom, but as an IBCLC. You will be able to breastfeed. Our rules are we feed the babies, we protect your supply, we address the problem. But notice that first rule, we feed the babies. And if that means by bottle, please just make sure that you are healthy, that the babies are healthy, because that's how you will do better. Okay. The only bottles that I love, really, 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 really love, they're right behind me. I love Dr. Brown's bottles. Yes, they are a total pain in the ass to clean. I'm going to tell you first, but you get what you pay for, and it is worth the trouble. That green venting system and the patent that they have on it is the reason why the majority of the bottles sold worldwide are Dr. Brown's bottles, because they really, really, really do work. Okay. So you don't need to pack any of that with you, but don't be surprised if in the hospital they actually use Dr. Brown's bottles, because weirdly, there are a lot of hospitals out there that use those full time. So don't be shocked if you're like, oh, I'm getting a free bottle, and you can ask for more before discharge. Okay. Now, when you first get to meet your 20s, these are the golden rules. Number one, you got to go slow. If you had a traumatic delivery, if you had a traumatic labor experience, and you do not feel up to the task of meeting your babies, it's okay. I need you to eventually connect with them. But if you feel so overwhelmed that you cannot, the anxiety is crippling, it's fine. Tell somebody about it. We will work it out. We feed the babies, we protect your supply, we address the problems. If you are having postpartum anxiety, if you had a really traumatic delivery and now you have to be on magnesium or you needed a blood transfusion, I'm going to tell you weirdly, that's not that uncommon in my line of work. They're not going to do things that aren't necessary. You could always use your brain. Remember, especially even if it comes that you have a transfusion discussion. But in all sincerity, go slow. There is no rush. You will have a lifetime with these babies, whether you like it or not. They're going to be there. And if you do not feel capable and you do not feel confident and you do not feel ready, ease into it. You do not have to have babies thrown at you. They do not have to touch your skin all the time. Like literally, your partner could do that. Okay. They could have skin to skin time with your partner. They could have skin to skin time with your mom. They could literally, we'll make it happen. But I don't ever, ever want any of my mamas or papas to feel forced into something that makes them feel unsafe and unsteady. Okay. It really is important. It actually will like spill into your parenting life. So I'll go slow. There's no rush. As long as our babies are fed, our supply is protected. If you want to breastfeed, we will address every problem. And if one of the first problems that we have is anxiety, it is totally okay. Okay. And we will work through this. The next thing is you guys got to ask for help. Everybody wants to help you, but nobody knows what to do until you literally tell them what they need to do. Okay. So if you're like, Ma, I need you to bring me that steak and black bean burrito. Babe, I need you to rub my feet because my feet are still puffy and they're driving me crazy. If you're like, Dad, I need you to go fill up the car and put 4 new tires on. Use it as an opportunity, because everybody will just do whatever you say. You need a room painted? Tell your father-in-law while you're in labor. He doesn't know what to do. He's just going to panic. He'll do anything you need. Feel free. Use it to go get the dog's nails cut, whatever you got. But ask for help, okay? Drink your water when you're allowed to, because I need you to pee like we just discussed. It is totally 1,000,000% okay to be nervous. Has anybody here never held a baby? Out of curiosity, throw in the chat if you've never held a baby, and level up 1 if you've never changed a baby. So if you've never changed a diaper in your life, and even if you're with your partner, if your partner's like, oh, I never changed a diaper, I want you to put in the chat right now, because I want you to see that there's no way that it's just Rebecca. Literally none. Look, there you go. There are so many people out there that literally the first babies that they have ever held or the first babies they have ever changed are their own. And that is okay. And because of that, you may be extra nervous. All right. If that makes you nervous, then have the nurses coach you through. I'm going to tell you, in our online Twiniversity class with 100 videos, one of them is how to change a diaper, so that you don't ever have to be like, oh my God, I've never done this before. Look how many of you have never changed a diaper. It's not weird at all. I don't want you to be scared. I don't want you to be nervous. We really are ready to prepare you for anything that's thrown your way. But diaper changing is one of the ones that they think that they're the only ones. You're not the only ones at all. Okay? So it is okay to be nervous. It is okay to feel unprepared. There is no way, there's not enough preparation you could ever do in the world to prepare you for what's going to be here. But I'm telling you right now, it's magnificent. It is, I don't care what anybody says. It is one of the most magnificent things that you will ever do. I don't know why people have one at a time. It seems so silly and wasteful of a pregnancy. Feel like we should only have babies in sets because to me, that's what's normal, right? My twins were in kindergarten before they realized that not everybody was born a twin. Just because I surrounded myself with twins. Truthfully, my bestie had a baby. She had a singleton girl. We went to the house. I brought the twinnies with me so they could meet the baby. And my son went and searched for the other baby because I have boy girl twins. So, whatever in their head, they assumed that every baby was born with a twin. And my son genuinely was panicking that the other baby was missing. And that is when I realized he really thinks that everybody's born in pairs. I never had that conversation with them. I probably should have, but I didn't even think about it. Please don't even get me started on superpowers because of my IVF. That's a different story for a different day, but it's a good one. Okay. If your babies should have to go to the NICU, breathe into it. But the number one tip that I'm going to give you is use the staff, pediatricians, and neonatologists that are on staff at the hospital. Do not ask your pediatrician to see your babies until the babies are discharged. Because if you have your pediatrician that is like their doctor in the hospital, they're going to come before office hours or after office hours, which means you're not going to be able to see them. Okay. So you use the staff doctors, and they're always going to be there when you're there. And please, I beg you, pay attention to your discharge orders. If I had a nickel, for real, like if, genuinely, if I had a nickel for every new parent that didn't read their discharge orders, I would literally be so wealthy. It would be ridiculous. Like I'd be buying us all giraffes this year for Christmas. We're all getting a pet giraffe for our backyard. That is how rarely people read it, but it is really important to read it because that is how you stay informed and you know that you're on the right path. A lot of us have to go to the doctor within 24 hours, some within 48 hours, depending on where you live and depending on the kind of the condition of your babies. But that initial paperwork from the hospital, it's very important that you take a look at that, okay? All right, guys. Now, if you need more information and you're like, I still don't feel prepared, Nat, I'm still going to get you prepared. Know that on our website and on our YouTube, we have a week by week twin pregnancy timeline. This is not a singleton. This is like this week, your twins are the size of walnuts, blah, blah, blah. But we have a video, we have a whole video series on YouTube and a whole web series of if you're like a reader and you're like, I don't want to watch video, you don't have to watch video. But we do have a week by week, and it always is very beneficial to go to that week of your pregnancy and just see what's normal. We have bump pictures, we have ultrasound pictures, so that if you want to compare yourself to others, which I don't think you should do, but it will make you feel a lot more normal to see that we're all in the same boat. We do have a monthly membership meeting. If you want to join us once a month, the second Tuesday of the month at 1:30 Eastern time, we meet up. We discuss anything under the sun. Okay. We have an Etsy shop that has really fun stickers and other handouts that you're like, I want to print this up quick. We have Facebook groups. We have the baby safety class. We have a whole multiple birth discount page. So you're like, what companies offer stuff for 20s? We got that covered. We have a whole double stroller page. That's all done for you. But we really do. We have a lot of support services that are available to you, and 90% of those things are 100% free. So yeah, they're right there for you just to make sure that you feel more prepared. Okay, so the class that I told you about, literally, I am not kidding you. This is not like a do this today. You need to register immediately if you would like to join us. This is very limited. There is not an unlimited, it's going to be 10 families. That's it. Because for the 10 families, I want to go all in with 10 families so you could ask 800 questions. If we make this class like we do now, where we have 35 families with us right now, it's going to be too overwhelming and I'm never going to be able to answer your questions. So if you want to join me for a 2-night event, you need to register ASAP. That is the link for it. And we're doing, Amanda's like, let's do a sale. I'm fine with a sale. 30% off now. Your insurance should cover it. I'll give you a super bill, but it's going to be July 15th and July 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I will be sitting in this chair, maybe even wearing the shirt if you're lucky, because I think it's really cute and I look super cute. But please register because it really, really is important that you get a lot more stuff done before the twinnies get here, because then it's going to get a little bit chaotic. Okay. Oh, look at that picture. I'm looking at all the families. Oh, it's like a memory lane. I love it. All right, kiddos. And then, like I said, you're going to love it. That's me in the hospital, a lot more gray hair. That's what happens with twinnies, but I'm on official hair dye strike. But that was them at 7 months. I used to buy them like one matching outfit per month that I could just find online. And then that's them now trying to stab each other with a fork. Okay. It is so much fun. And yes, I'm absolutely going to tell you, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of freaking work. There are times that I'm like, oh my God, why do people have two at once? I don't even know how they do it. But you know what? Seriously, I love my kids so much. And I feel like I can't even begin to tell you, but I'm so proud of them. And I love them so much. And you're going to have such an amazing experience. And anybody who tells you, oh my God, twins, I don't know how you're going to do it. Better you than me. Double trouble. Just give them the finger and walk away. Because what are you supposed to reply to that? What? Twins? I don't know what I'm going to do either. Nobody knows what they're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I never had 20-year-old twins before. You think that I freaking know what I'm doing? I am working on the fly. And D, yes, there will be a replay. You'll get a whole copy of this. It'll be in your email by the day's end. But guys, I'm telling you right now, don't blink or you're going to miss it. So this is the coupon for the boot camp. Hold on. So grab that right now if you need it. And then this is the bestest. By 7:30, so the giveaway is going to end on July 3rd. We are giving away this unbelievable grand prize, which is a whole Dr. Brown's feeding set, a Baby Brezza Formula Pro, a WeGo twin carrier, a whole set of Twiniversity classes. This is a mega prize pack that's valued at over 6 freaking grand. 6 grand. That's how we roll here. Yes. And wait, the other thing is cord blood banking. I don't know why that's not on there. You get free cord blood banking for both of your twinnies, in addition to all the stuff there. So if you would like to enter to win, it is on Instagram. That is how we do it. There's nothing, no purchase, no nothing. We don't even care. We just do it because we know you need stuff and we love to give stuff away because it's really kind of fun. So grab that, make sure that you enter, check our Instagram page pretty much at the end of this. And seriously, we're so thankful to our partners because they're the ones that allow us to provide a free education, because that I think is what needs to happen in this country. I really do genuinely wish that. And seriously, I am so excited for you guys. You have no idea. I'm going to leave this page up so you could grab it. But just know that from now until the 20s get here, if you need anything, we are here for you. Sincerely, I myself am here for you. The rest of the Twiniversity team is here for you. And when I said that you have to ask for help if you need it, this is what I mean. I'm telling you I'm willing to help, but I can't help you until you tell me how. Right. So if you have an unusual circumstance, if you're having your twinnies that are coming from another country and you're having them via surrogate, or if you have a crazy dog that you're afraid is going to eat the babies, whatever it is that is keeping you up at night, please, please, I beg you, allow me to help you. And anytime from now until the twins go to college, we will be here for you. And we're so excited and we cannot wait for you to let us know that these twinnies get here. Please, if you never contact us again, just send us a quick little picture or send us anything. You could text me and be like, Nat, the twinnies got here. It really sincerely still, 16 years later, it still makes my day. So thank you so much for joining us. I sincerely appreciate it. And if anybody has any questions, pop them in the chat now. I'm going to stop the recording. So bye to you guys.